Okay. Okay. Everyone had a chance to review the minutes. For a motion to approve the minutes. First by legislator Twist, second by legislator Yearden. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Carried. Okay. First item up, IT1, the resolution appointing a director for the solid waste, and that's Mike Budasansky. Everyone have the paperwork in front of you. You can throw the motion to move to discussion. First by legislator Lockwood, second by legislator Martino. Everyone's had a chance to read it here. Is there any questions? Anyone have? Has any questions? Wow. Oh.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have someone internal, as Carl dropped the bomb on me about a month ago that he's heading out to better places. And wish you the best of luck, Carl. Good work you did in taking over. And this resolution appoints Michael on April 15th, the day after is Carl's last day. And I'm really looking forward to working with Mike. I think we're fortunate to have the right guy internally to move this forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Congratulations, Mike. Welcome aboard. Okay, IT2. Resolution authorizing expenditure from capital reserve number 21, buildings and renovations. Like to move for discussion. The motion moved first by legislator Martino, second by legislator Holst. Is there anything you want to say on this, Rick? I know this has to do with the asbestos, correct?
It does. It's that house out in Mexico, and also I threw in the elevator, the floor of the elevator while I was at it. No, we have to get it done before we get the house torn down.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries.
I do have one question though.
Sure.
After it goes through this committee, would it be safe to at least call the companies? Because I'm going to have to deal with two to get them scheduled and possibly move it on.
As long as they schedule it after April 13th.
No, that's
that could
fine.
be called off. But, I anticipate this going without a problem.
Right. That's what I was hoping to do, is call them tomorrow because I have to give a 10-day, or they have to put a 10-day notice on the building and go from there. But I'd like to,
anything we can do to keep it moving.
yeah, I'd like to get it done before Sean gets too busy, so.
Just for clarification, this is the asbestos removal. We're not charging ourselves for asbestos removal, right?
No, this is just the asbestos in the house and permits.
The disposal one.
Yeah, it's for them to dispose of it.
Yep.
And then after that, we can tear the house down.
Right.
Okay. Now we approve that, right? Yeah. Okay. IT3, resolution authorizing budget modification central services to establish capital project for an update of servers, Wi-Fi network, battery backup devices, and funding of various cybersecurity related initiatives. Motion to move for discussion. First by legislator Yearden, second by legislator Martino. I know, where's Greg? There you are. I know, as you know, I'm not an IT guy, but I have had several questions regarding this, because it's obviously quite an expense. And I'm sure that, go ahead if you'd like to.
Sure. The first item on there, the most expensive one, that's our core server stack. As noted in here, there's approximately 90 servers running on there. All of our central business applications and secondary ones that serve an IT function for monitoring and things like that. This particular, the spec for this new system is a bit larger than what we have now. Current one has 5 hosts. The new one has 6 that kind of share the processing to run all of those 80 servers. It's also more storage. There are some administrative features that make it more efficient. to administer as well. This price also includes the vendor coming on site and setting it up, and helping to migrate our existing servers off the current stack onto the new system without any disruption to operations. Second item there, the wireless infrastructure. Our current Wi-Fi network is beyond end of life, it's out of support, so it needs to be updated. So that's really kind of a necessary item as well. The third item are UPS, our battery backups. We have a couple of large ones that provide backup to our main server stack, for example, and then there's, I think, around 50 locations throughout the county where we have battery backups. So part of what we want to do with this is replace ones that need to be replaced, but also get management cards on all of them, so if they start to fail or there's an issue, we just get an alert across the network. And instead of somebody calling us and saying, we're hearing one of your things beeping, maybe there's something wrong with it, you know. So to kind of get this modernized and functioning the way it really should in an organization of this size, kind of have an enterprise-grade setup. The other item, the cybersecurity initiatives, there's a number of different things in there. We're looking at consolidating some of the applications we have, also filling in some gaps we have from a best practices standpoint and also a regulatory compliance standpoint. And then also to, like with everything we do, to find solutions and bring administrative efficiency. So perhaps we wind up freeing up some time that we can focus on other things, because never get a shortage of anything to do.
Okay. Let's see, Martino.
Right. The server, the replacement servers that are coming in, do you have a life expectancy on those?
Probably 6 to 7 years. These, we're buying with 5 years of support up front, so we're going to preload that. We get a little bit better price on it, but so we're covering them for 5 years. For example, the existing stack was purchased before and implemented before I was here, so that's around 7 years ago. They could potentially last longer, but it's really not advisable. We risk downtime.
No, I mean, it's expensive. Does this include security systems within it for cameras and all that? Will that upgrade throughout the county?
No, the servers and storage for the video surveillance system are separate. So they're their own, the camera system has its own video archivers, and there's a separate administrative server that kind of coordinates and runs it all and facilitates connection in for, say, department heads that want to see what's going on around their building, and also for monitoring the 911 center.
We do have that already in place. So.
That's part of the video system project. This price does include upgrading the software that runs our virtualization. It's called VMware, so it's adding some licensing to cover the new 6th host we'll have. Also bringing it current as far as the version level. It includes adding some licenses for the operating system software model. We have what's called data center, which allows us to run as many Windows servers on this stack. That's like $40-some thousand to get that current, and to add some licenses to cover that 6th server. It's very expensive, and the prices on this computing costs were coming down. They're going up now.
I like you're speaking a language that I can't even answer to, and so I'm thankful for you. But I'm concerned about our security, and just hope, I've asked repeatedly that that's being addressed, and that all the cameras will be functioning and easily reported any issues.
So the new the camera system that we're implementing, the Johnson Control System, part of what we bought with it is a maintenance plan that's expensive. It's by the time we get all of our cameras on their system, it'll be around $100,000 a year for it. But it's they send technicians on site. The cameras are essentially covered. A camera fails for a reason other than an act of God, or we damage a camera. Maybe there's negligence.
Tamper-proof. I mean, it's bulletproof, the system, right?
Nothing's beyond the technology world, but Johnson Controls is,
Excellent.
they're a tier 1 vendor for this type of system. They're who we're using for the door control systems as well. And they're a potential vendor for if we want to do panic alarms or something that's a little bit more enterprise grade than what we have, building notification systems. But this was Johnson Controls was spec'd out so that we had a system that was that we're going to be able to maintain. It was going to be reliable. We had a lot of failures in our current system. Of course, everything's very old. So yeah, our goal was to have something that's sustainable and very reliable, for sure.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Thank you, Phil. I didn't understand any of it. I understood some of it. I understood the top.
Understand it's in the belt.
Yeah. Okay, on to IT4. Resolution authorizing budget modification, Highway Department to transfer funds from the insurance recovery fund into highway expense. The amount of $1,839.60. I believe it's from an auto accident.
Dear.
Dear. First by legislator Lockwood, second by legislator Holtz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries.
Oh, dear.
IT5, resolution increasing capital project E0123, authorizing the purchase of highway equipment. This is an increase of $12,500 as the prices went up.
Move it.
First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Uden. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. IT6, resolution authorizing the chairman of the Oswego County Legislature to sign a letter of authorization, license, and agreement for CNS engineers to perform 3 environmental site assessments on property owned by the county of Oswego. This, I believe, is true. Oswego, $500,000. For motion moving, first by legislator Holt, second by legislator Martino. Anyone have any questions?
I'm just curious, the one on Metro Street, which property is that?
What's that?
Which property is that on Metro Street?
They're identified in the resolution.
Yeah, they're identified. I believe it's one right across from the dump. They're pretty nasty cleanups from what I understand.
Across from
One's on
the dump would
From
be
the
Seneca.
transfer station.
One's on Beach Road, one's on.
Across from the dump would be Seneca Street though, so that's fine.
Right, the backside.
Oh, okay, so. Alright, I was just curious.
Understand. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Okay, Holly, on to bids. Bid 23.
Okay, again, I just really like working with, solid waste and earth. They have the best tools. So, we put a bid out for a dry spray scrubber, and, even though we sent it out to 4 companies, we only received 1 response. And, Joe and Carl looked at everything, and PowerCon is okay, right?
Yeah, they've worked on some other projects at the EARF. We've had good luck with them. Obviously, we'd like to get more responses, but times are tough.
I know, I know.
Not a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
Dry spray scrubbers.
This is pretty specific.
Okay, and that's in the amount of $188,320. For a motion to accept that. First by legislator Holt, second by legislator Lockwood. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries. Good.
Okay, the next one, refractory materials and labor. We sent out, we direct solicited 4 vendors. We received 2 responses, but that's also on top of posting everything.
Right.
And the lowest bid was for $103,487, and that was for Factory Maintenance Corp. And again, Earth was okay with it.
Yeah, again, good with that. We've worked with them, well, for a number of years. And represents a sort of a blanket bid for all the work we may do, so the numbers probably won't be exactly that as high as this, but covers every potential.
Understand.
Move it.
Second by legislator Martino, second by legislator Yurden. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries.
The next one is Buildings and Grounds Roof Project. It's the actual roof for their, where they're located. And we sent out 7 direct solicits plus posting, and we received 3 responses. And WCA had the lowest, and that was at $296,000.
Understand. Motion to move it.
No.
Motion to accept. Motion to accept, first by legislator Yurden, second by legislator Twist. Anyone have any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries.
The next one is for solid waste, closed top ejector trailers. And we sent out 4 direct solicits plus posting. We received 2 responses. And the lowest bid was from Spectre Manufacturing at a single unit, $105,190, multiple units, $315,570.
Motion to accept the bid. First by legislator Holst, second by legislator Martino. Anyone have any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries. Do it.
And the last one is solid waste and outbound scale. We sent out multiple direct solicits. We received 3 responses. And our lowest one was Fairbanks Scales at $106,967.
Motion to accept that. First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Lockwood. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carries. That's the bids. And then the next is to draft the solid waste management plan. That's the B&L.
Yeah.
Carl, is anything else to add?
Yeah, I'll address it quickly. I think we addressed it quickly at the last meeting, and we had a public comment period. So this is state mandated plan that we've come up with, being our own solid waste management district. Supposed to come up with one every 10 years. Basically, the one we submitted 10 years ago, they just got around to reviewing it about 2 years ago. So starting anew. B&L's put this plan together for us. It's been through the review process now, so we're just letting the committee know about it. It's in the agenda, and looking for for comments and/or approval. It's going to be our intention to send this up to DC for their final review here after the
Don't
committee's
have anything to
evaluation. So yeah, it's just. There's no formal approval needed. It doesn't need to be through resolution. It's just kind of, I guess, there for a comment and.
Understand. Or maybe it's really public hearings.
Yeah, we didn't get any public comments either.
Okay. So, next up is the EVOC rental fee agreement at the airport. Brandon's not up.
Brandon couldn't be here. The rental agreement they have, it's $150 a day. They want to raise it to $200. And for the DEC or the EVAC fee of the DEC daily rate, they said it's about time we raise it up. Get her, and truthfully, we're gonna have to maintain some of that asphalt up there now. Yeah.
Right.
And I think there's some spots that need attention, so.
Understand. So,
He can attest to that. Potholes,
There's some bad spots.
it's like driving through Fulton.
I guess it makes it, yeah.
so prior to approving the rental, well, we're looking to approve the rental agreement, which raises the fee from $150 to $200.
$200, correct.
Okay, looking for a motion. First by legislator Yurden, second by legislator Holst. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Perfect. Okay, the ARPA review. Let's see, I believe believe we had one that was for the Village of Pulaski. Dave, is there anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, there was a couple places this could have gone through for review, but the task force likes to, when there's options, rather than load everything into one committee and say, look, for example, this could have gone through EDP, but they already had 6 on here. This gives people in each of the committees another chance to review the projects and get information about them. So this also fit under the infrastructure committee. Basically, they have a historic bridge arch that is along their riverfront trail. It's part of a public park, and they either need to repair it or demolish it, and there's a lot of support for repairing it because it is, like, it's that one place in the community where people go to get their wedding picture taken and all that. So it's a prominent place in a village park. And it's an expensive project because it's a historic structure, probably between 500 and 600,000. They asked for 150 to help them get there, and that the task force recommended that.
Understand. Well, looking for a first movement by legislator Twist, second by legislator Yurden. Any questions?
Dave, does it have, does it signify military or special meaning? I mean, you said that it's historic, what is it?
It's an old, like, bridge aqueduct support. That's all that's left of where this bridge used to be.
Okay.
And I think it was a railroad bridge, actually, when it was in operation. And so the one piece that's left is this archway, and everybody goes there.
It has a keystone in the center.
Yeah.
It's over, when they designed those arch bridges years ago, they were scantlet, but at the very top, they had it so they had a keystone. Like
Most
this.
of them had a keystone.
Yeah, so when they set the keystone in, they held the bridge.
So it's just that it's just a lot of money
Yeah.
for an arch.
Historical site, yeah.
But is it historical?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
What occurred there? What's the historic meaning?
just the age of the structure. Anything that's over 50 years old is qualified to be nominated, to be designated as historic, and this has gone through that process, the village.
Is it limestone? Is it marble? What is it?
No, I'm not a mason, I'm not,
limestone.
yeah. It's likely it's limestone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not marble.
And I think, so this also follows in the qualification because it's in a qualified census tract, which the Treasury has determined the village of Pulaski to have been disproportionately impacted by the COVID pandemic. They use a lot of different criteria for that, but that's another reason that this became eligible. It's because of its location, basically. And I believe the task force on this one said contingent upon them being able to get the rest of their money to make this project come together.
Just seems like a lot of money.
These are the railroad arches, right? And
Yeah.
And it's Pulaski's version of the linear park.
Yes.
I mean, aesthetically, they're a beautiful part of that park. One of the draws that people go down to see the arches, but their historical significance I'm not familiar with. I think it's part of the Salmon River guide, old
Greenway Trail.
Greenway Trail, yeah. That,
That's where I've heard
Yeah.
it somewhere, and I
Yeah.
couldn't think of where I ever heard about the art. Got it, okay, does anyone else?
Kind of like their version of the Kingsford Bell that's at Brightback Park here, it's that place in Pulaski.
Understood. Understood. Does anyone else have any questions or issues with this? Grant that, okay. For a motion to grant. First by legislator Martino, second by legislator Reardon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
One opposition by legislator Shaw. I think I had two different people bring that forward, didn't I?
Yeah, you did it twice, but I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay. Covered. Yeah, see, I didn't totally blow that when I realized it after I screwed it up. All right, on to reporting departments. First up, highway. I know you got some.
Oh, we got a lot of talk. Big question. Maybe question out there. Well, we're pretty much full swing going towards spring. Cleanups, cutting shoulders, cleaning up a lot of tree damage over the heavy winds last couple of weeks. But then we're getting the plant ready, mixed plant. And we've had a meeting there today and talked about a few updates to it. And we had a general contractor or gentleman that pursues interest in working on it, and hopefully we can come to an agreement somehow and get this thing rolling, because we couldn't run it at full capacity because truthfully we thought it was going to fall apart. So
I know I was glad when we met with them today, because it was suggested to us in the past, and this is going back even 5 years. We looked at that, and then we looked at total replacement, and a lot of the numbers we were hearing were $4 and $5 million.
Right.
So I was like, oh. And then Kurt actually had us speak with John, who actually got us in touch with these people, because the original manufacturer, long story short, the original manufacturer had gone out of business, and then they sold out
to a European company.
Right, and these people have gone through and redone several of their plants. So by contacting them direct, they came up and gave us an exact, went through and gave us some more pinpointed everything where the issues were. And told us what we could, what to replace and what not to waste our money and not replace.
Yes.
So therefore, I came in and hopefully we're waiting to hear the price back from them. But I know just in verbal conversation with them today, it's way less than half of what
Yeah.
we
What
were
them
anticipating.
real,
I think the ability to produce our own material in a timely fashion, you can have a truck under it at 6 a.m. and be able to roll how quick after that. I mean, it's priceless.
well,
Not to mention the value for the town.
And we have great roads.
Yeah.
Drive in the towns right now, they're down to nothing.
Yeah.
And our roads are excellent, and I think that's crucial to the taxpayer to be able to get kids to school, them to work safely everywhere. I mean, to me, it's priceless.
You drive to Jefferson County, Lewis County, you'll see the difference.
Oh, yeah, of course. Let's say Martino.
Lewis County is bad.
I've had the opportunity to drive this entire state, and I've seen roads in other counties that says it's a county road and it's a dirt road, or it's
Stone.
and I am a firm believer that our highway departments are the face of our towns and our counties. So it means a lot to have a plant like that operational to help. And I'm certainly will be supporting what we need to do. I mean, and like you said, years back, 5 million, 6 million, if we come in.
It kept getting pieced along
Yeah.
for these years.
And I know it's been sewn together and Band-Aid. So I think this is something, and how long has the plant been in play there?
23 years.
Yeah. And the suggested lifespan on that was 15?
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, they said 15 to 18 years.
Yeah. It's a bite, but in the long run,
What I really liked is because they were familiar by buying out this thing, they came in and told us, they says, we had prices to replace this whole thing. He says, why would you replace it? You don't need to replace that. Maybe turn it down, put up the same thing. The bones of it
We're structurally sound, right.
He picked out different things and says, here, go with this. And we had the operator of the plant there, which they communicated their stuff very well and, what the issues were. And I mean, it's funny, got a great little computer thing that runs this whole thing is way past, way outdated.
It's outdated. I'll tell you, I remember 3 years ago, we had to buy a computer, $400 for it. It cost $12,000 to have them updated, just to run that plan.
Right.
So,
Right, it's definitely long overdue, but I was glad these people come in, they helped us significantly. Today, looking forward to hearing back.
I've toured the plant probably 4 years ago, but it needed significant upgrades then. What is the status? Are you gonna, with the stone change, are you gonna try to do a test run?
I'd like to do a test run, and truthfully, if the towns, I could work with towns with it, it might be a little bit cheaper for them. And truthfully, we got Legends Field, I heard, and I got maybe check Legends Field and do that.
Different things, it's some stuff we looked at to like the state, when we looked into the state, but it has to be a certain stone, it has to be a certified.
Certified stone, yes.
A certified stone, because the state uses it to mix in.
They use it on their state highway throughways and everything, so
Right.
same stone that I'd like to try. It's
What's it called again?
It's gotta be certified.
It's washed 1A stone. I call it native stone, but
It's a product of washing gravel.
no, they crush the rock and make it size of
Going
one.
through
Yeah,
crusher.
going through the crusher, yes.
But it's gotta be washed.
Washed,
Yeah.
100%.
Wash one, okay. And you're gonna demo it?
Yes, I'd like to.
It's something that Sean had gotten a hold of me trying to figure ways to cut the cost, because especially
Would it
now.
significantly cut the price?
I don't know the actual price. I think we're paying $54 a ton right now, and it'd be like 51, 52.
But the big thing is.
The thing is, I'm gonna be hauling from like 5 miles instead of
And you said
60 miles.
52 a ton, you could, 51?
Yeah, roughly in there. We gotta put it out to bid, see what we can get.
Yeah.
So,
But again, the key to it is
Is
we have a certified stone, because I don't want you can't just throw any stone.
right, you
There's
gotta have
gotta be
certified.
something with paperwork that says this is what.
Right,
they
right, you gotta have
use,
mining.
Right.
Absolutely.
Stuff with it.
A certificate with it.
Right.
It's not that we're looking to replace the limestone.
No, there's
Just an
nothing like
additive to it, reduce, go 75% limestone.
I know we looked into it quite a bit.
When will you test the road? What road will you test it on?
Truthfully, I'd like a heavy travel road, truthfully. And I'd
Okay.
do probably a half mile on both sides
And see what happens.
and see what happens, look at it every year and say, that's how I do it.
And like you said, they have the ability to get it, closer, saving on the diesel fuel.
Right.
And every time we have something
Maintenance, wear
like
and tear,
these,
tires.
when we're doing certain things, parking lots or different things like that, if we can do something, that'll save us some money.
You hauling out of Jamesville or Butler Hanson?
Depends, mainly Jamesville, but sometimes we go to Skinny Atlas, sometimes we go to Butler, sometimes we go to Watertown.
Kings, I know you pull out of King's Quarry too.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
No, that's all I have, thanks.
Okay, on to
I'll
solid
say,
waste.
just a quick attaboy,
Oh.
I got some good feedback for the work you guys did over by 2951A, so.
Oh,
Just
thank
wanna
you.
let you know, people are happy about that. You definitely, once you guys officially finish it, you'll definitely be able to see a lot better. You can already see a lot better as it is, but.
Yeah, we spoke to homeowners. Everybody knows what happened on that intersection. There was an accident, fatality, so it wasn't our property, so I went on homeowner's property 30 feet, maybe 40 feet in some areas, just cut the trees back so you have a better sight distance.
With their permission.
With their permission, yes. I talked to them about, we'll be planting trees now.
Well, it's not the first accident, there's accidents there every year. This one was very unfortunate.
Right.
All right.
Luckily,
I
the
mean,
community
as
was all
we-
on board.
The issue was raised at this, there's been several of them, several pretty dangerous intersections and unfortunately I felt bad. A woman had reached out to me literally the week before that, saying how they need a four-way stop there. She says, believe me when I tell you somebody's gonna lose their life there. Within 5 days, I called Sean and I told him what this woman said to me on Monday, and shortly after that, there was a fatality there. Unfortunately, the guidelines through the state to get the approval for that they just deal with numbers. There's gotta be so many accidents, so many fatalities before they can do that. And it's, I mean, right, though I don't agree with it.
We do have one that we're probably gonna be putting a four-way stop sign on County Road 57 and 46 at RFH's.
Yeah.
That meets all the criteria since last year, and probably sometime this summer, we're gonna implement that. Flashing lights, four-way stop sign there. So,
I know we can actually override it,
we can.
but you're strongly advised against it. I'm still looking into it, because I gotta tell you, there's a couple of those, the one on County Route 4 and
176.
176. There's just been accidents after accidents, and I get it if people follow the speed limit and it's a stop sign. But the trouble is, when you stop at that stop sign, you look and you see somebody coming, and well, they're a ways away, you think you got time. But people are never doing 40 miles an hour there. They're constantly doing 60, 70 miles an hour. So when you think you've got time to get across, you don't. And I don't know, unfortunately, you can't cover that in the statistic until there is an actual accident. But anyway, thank you, Sean.
Yep, no problem.
On to solid waste.
Yep, so we are continuing with our boiler tube repair. We got the steam drum fixed, moved on to some plant repairs for the screen tubes, got those into boiler 2, and then upon hydro testing, subsequent to the screen tube repairs, we found some cracks in the mud drum, and our contractor is currently, as we speak, working on welding those out. It looks like they've got those potentially welded out for now. They have to go through a heat treatment process, and then we will see if those are going to hold. That's our goal, is to get that boiler back up and running so we can get the other half of our plant going, and we're continuing forward on that. On the solid waste side, we will be ramping up for HHW here beginning of May. This year, we're advertising for paint care program, so we're going to accept latex and oil-based paint. If any of your constituents are interested, you can all come to the HHW when we're open, and we will take care of that there. That's a new state program, new as of last year, where the paint manufacturers pay to recycle paint. Apart from that, what do we got? Oh, shred event. We'll be doing our first paper shredding event, document shredding event, June 3rd at Bristol Hill, I believe. Right? So June 3rd at Bristol Hill.
Yeah, we just got that set up.
How does that work? People just show up?
You show up and, we have a contractor comes in with a big shred machine, and they show up, he puts it through the machine. And he takes it, and I don't know what he does with it, but he takes it.
He's toilet paper out.
Toilet paper out.
Septic safe.
Understood. As we know, Mike will be starting up with the.
Yeah, as you can see from the first resolution, Mike will be starting here about a week and a half.
All right.
Been nice working with everybody.
Absolutely. And,
Thank you for all you've done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
And I mean, I know we were just getting going on a lot of the changes and improvements there, but I was real happy when we spoke with Mike, and actually in our conversation, I got halfway down through the list, and some of the stuff was really evident, and Mike picked right up on that. He actually named some different things. And I'd like to pick up the momentum on that. And like I said, I had mentioned before, getting a couple legislators involved, stay in contact with them, get them up there, because they can assist on this end to help us get things moving forward. And we all know, I won't go on and on, but oh, good. Anything else?
Certainly, Mike will be very capable. I'm sure you're in good hands.
Absolutely. I will keep your number though in case I do need an attorney.
Fair enough.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, thank you, Carl. And is that it? All set?
Yeah.
Okay, on to airport. I'm assuming you're covering for Brandon.
Well, he's cleaning up a lot of the runways from the ruts that they made over the winter. There's plowing, but other than that, I don't foresee anything major going on, but it's regular maintenance.
Understand. I did ask the things I wanted to ask him about, but I'll wait till
He shows
up. Yeah. Just be easier. Okay, that's it for that. B and G.
April 11th, between 9 and 11, CNS is going to be doing a presentation, and I encourage everybody to come up to the CNS building and listen to the presentation. They're going to be going through the whole build, the trades. They just want to do a presentation for a couple hours and get everybody up to speed. I encourage everybody to come up and listen
Which
to
day
it.
is that?
It's at the CNS buildings up by the airport.
Yeah, I know where that is.
It's
What day?
9 to 11 on the 11th.
On the 11th of April.
On the 11th of April.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah.
Hey.
Other than that, they're moving forward over there. They're still doing some testing and doing some things. The elevator, Kone's working on some things right now to finalize everything to get that moving. So it is moving forward. Out to DSS, the guys have completed 5 bathrooms. I believe they have 3 more ripped apart right now. DSS is going to be very happy, but after these 3 bathrooms are complete, we're going to be pulling the guys out. We're going to be pulling the guys out for the rest of the summer to send them up to Camp Zerby.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing metal roofs and siding and windows and all that stuff for the nice weather, and then we'll hopefully complete the rest of the bathrooms in the fall. Like I said, I don't believe they're real happy about it up to DSS, but kind of has to work that way.
Yeah.
It's
You always keep your inside work for the bad.
Well, it's just hard telling those 300 people that, but for right now we've completed, the bathrooms are, 5 of the bathrooms, I believe 2 of the big break rooms now have new flooring and stuff in them. We're moving. It's just, we have 4 crews of guys, and that's the crew that's heading out to DSS. Everybody else is busy doing other stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a lot to do. All right. That's it. Yeah, thank you, Rick. And on to you, Greg.
Main item to update is the video system. I still anticipate the new system being in and substantially complete, if not fairly complete, by the end of May. We're moving to some of the outdoor installations now with the weather. Thank you for the loan of the lift for that. They're currently doing outdoor cameras at Public Safety Center. Will be on here next. And these are for cameras that are above ladder height. And we tried to minimize those. It's not a great functional height anyway for cameras to be higher than ladder height. So that project continues on. Still a fair amount to do. The other item, we just completed the second test fishing campaign. That's we partnered with New York State Homeland Security. It's a free service they have where they send fake phishing emails to our users. So there was an initial one, then a couple weeks later they sent another one. This was just last week. It looked like an email for users to update their self-service portal, their credentials and whatnot. That was so we get some data back on that, and then there's follow-up training that's mandatory for users as a way to improve our cybersecurity knowledge among users and our overall security posture. We're also looking to contract with New York State for later in the year. They will come on site and do a comprehensive vulnerability assessment, internal and external. That's at no cost to us as well. So if there's things we don't know, they'll inform us, and we'll get a score at the end of that and some recommendations. Of course, the goal is to be as secure as possible. Things aren't getting any better from a threat standpoint. There's a lot of information about what happened in Suffolk County, and they were down for weeks. And last I was aware, a couple months ago, they were $5.5 million into their recovery efforts. So it's something we have to be continually vigilant about for sure.
Thank you. And I believe, looking for a motion to go into executive session discussing the proposed acquisition, sale, or lease of a real property. This one will be quick, I think, Jeremy.
Make a motion.
First by legislator Twist, second by legislator Holst. All those in favor? Aye.